Did it for the first time ever. I beat Final Fantasy II. Granted, it was a pixel remaster, so this is probably the easiest version of the game, but it was the first time I've ever beaten it. I normally have only gotten to the point where you get Layla and you start having to sail around. Um, I gotta say, I liked it a little bit more playing it this way than previously, but even with that, it's still a pretty okay RPG. Definitely has a lot of those awesome feelings of like the Saga games, but as far as a Final Fantasy goes, it's flawed. Flawed but fun, I guess is the best way you could say. A lot of these ideas that came from this were used in the Saga games and improved quite a bit. Um, the story itself is kind of plain. There's an evil emperor, he's trying to take over the world, and you are part of the rebellion trying to stop him. But the surprise twist is when you do finally kill him, he then takes over hell and comes back. Um, so after doing all of that and beating all the different things, I kind of miss the fact that there aren't the special, like, again, with the pixel remasters, they're just pixel remasters. They don't have the bonus dungeons. Because I remember, even though I didn't get that far in the game to play it, I did know that there was a bonus dungeon in the Game Boy Advance remake where after you kill the Emperor in hell, he ascends to heaven, and you have to go up to heaven and kill him again. Um, and I kind of missed the fact that that could have been an optional dungeon. Same thing with the first game. I like those optional dungeon bonuses that they threw in. Um, don't know when I'll have the chance to play Final Fantasy 3 because I'm super broke right now. Christmas, bills, medical stuff, all of that. So I'll be playing other games. Going back to this game, music is okay. Not really my favorite one in terms of musical tracks. There's a couple okay ones, but for the most part, it's okay. I don't like the fact that you have to keep switching characters and you don't get the final character for your party until the very end. And then he has absolutely nothing and you have to bring him up from zero. And it's like, what? You got to train and get ready to go deal with the final boss. Um, the final boss himself, I had to use magic because his defense was so high, even though my characters were ridiculously overpowered. Had I have known I needed to use magic, I would have had everybody casting spells, getting their magic up even further. Um, but it's really easy in the Pixel Remaster to get enough money that you don't have to worry about stuff because when I went into the final dungeon, I had like 25 elixirs and I didn't use them until I reached the Emperor. I had 99 ethers, and I used all of those up first. Battles are quick, but often, very often. I think the encounter rate is even higher in this game than in the Pixel Remaster of the first game. Um, and, everything levels up. Magic levels up, skills, attacks, and you get stat boosts based off of what you're doing. But even with all of that, it's just so some of this stuff is tedious. It's fun, but at the same time, it's a lot. But I do say that if you're going to play the Final Fantasies, you should play every single one. I don't think that it is the worst one. I kind of have a couple that have been that low, but Final Fantasy 2 is probably towards the bottom and not the top. But I think it was only like $12, so you can't really beat $12. You have a good one.